Hi guys, welcome to the class. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the compaction equipment. What is the why do we require compaction while construction and different types of equipment used in the compaction of soil. These are the different types of compaction equipments. Here, walk behind vibratory rollers, light compaction equipments, and ride-on rollers. So, what is the compaction of soil? Here, soil compaction is the compression of soil particles to reduce the pore space between these soil particles, and it also reduces the amount of large space uh, in between these soil particles, and also restricting air and water movement into and through the soil. If there is a heavy void space between the soil particles, the soil, when we applied any load or uh, equipment load which is in the construction area, the soil will be compressed. So to eradicate these type of problems, we have to compact the soil. Here in this compaction, the compression of soil particles, so that the pore space between the void spaces between these soil particles can be reduced by the compaction. The densification of soil by the application of mechanical energy is known as compaction. Before compaction, you can see here in this picture, you can observe before compaction, the soil particles, water and air voids. This is known as volume 1. We consider by applying the mechanical energy, or by applying the external energy on this particular volume of soil. Here, after compaction, we can get the compressor soil particles. Here the air volume is pushed away, and water, and is there any void spaces between these soil particles can be reduced after the compaction of the soil. So this is the volume V2. So what are the major requirements of soil compaction? We require uh, we require the major advantages that by requiring the soil compaction to increase the soil strength, to improve the stability of soil, and to reduce soil permeability, and to reduce the erosion damage of the soil. So there are previously uh, the major advantages by applying any compaction on the soil. We acquire soil strength that can be increased. Before compaction, we don't have much soil strength when compared to the compacted soil, and also the stability of the soil, the erosion can be reduced, the erosion of the soil damage can be reduced, and also the permeability, the water percolating, the permeability of the soil can also be reduced by compaction. So there are different compact equipments required for the different features which are to be brought into the site. So for soil, we use different compaction equipment, and for the concrete, we use different compacting equipments. For soil, the different types of equipment for compaction are of smooth wheeled rollers, pneumatic rollers, grid rollers, and tamping rollers, vibrating plates, vibratory compaction. So these are all the types of the equipment for compaction of the soil. We have grid, tamping, vibrating plates, vibratory compaction, pneumatic rollers, and smooth wheeled rollers. What is meant by a smooth wheeled rollers? The smooth wheel rollers are one of the most common type of compaction equipment used for compacting of the soil particles. The smooth wheel rollers weighs about 5 to 15 tons. so that the soil can be compacted by using these smooth wheeled rollers. They are suitable for compacting sand, gravel, broken stones, etc. So they are used for compacting highway base courses. These are the smooth wheeled rollers. Here you can observe these vehicle can be weighed about 5 to 15 tons, so that these are useful for gravel compaction or sand particle compaction. So soil compactions also can be done by using these smooth wheeled rollers. These roller can smoothly pass over the layer of the soil or gravel parts, so that it can the weight of this own vehicle can be helpful for removing of any air voids between those particles of soil or granular particles. uh, Here this is also a type of smooth wheeled rollers. And here next, sheep foot rollers. In this type, on the outer surface of a metal cylinder, metal pieces of shape of the sheep foot are fixed. The weight of the drum is about 1.5 or 2 to 10 tons. It is suitable for compacting cohesive soils like clay soils. So the sheep foot rollers, here you can observe, this is the drum, this is the drum which is fitted with the sheep foot uh, knobs, so that it can compact the clay soils, uh, and also useful for compacting of any typical soils can be compacted by using these sheep foot rollers. This sheep foot roller, this drum only weighs about 2 to 10 tons. And here you can see this is the sheep foot roller which is using for compaction of the soil here. And the leveling of the soil can also be observed here. If is there any undulating surfaces, this crane bucket can helpful for leveling of this soil. And this sheep foot roller can com- compact the soil, so that no damage, and it also increases the stability of the soil, and erosion of the soil, erosion damage can be uh, reduced by using this type of compactions. And machine consists of a number of rubber tires highly inflates, the rear of which has one more wheel than the front, most suitable for compacting fine grade rollers. These are the pneumatic rollers. So here we can change the type of rollers we are using for these. We can have a tires of 4 numbers or 6 numbers can be expanded, and also a drum or also can be arranged. Drum arrangement can be made for these pneumatic rollers. There is an adjustment can be made, and this is also weighs about 2 to 8 tons of the weight of the drum, so that the conversion of these wheeled rollers can be making the pneumatic rollers. Grid rollers, as the name suggests, these rollers have a cylindrical heavy steel surface consist of a network of steel bars forming a grid with square holes. The weight of these rollers can be increased by ballasting with concrete blocks. These are the grid rollers. Here you can see the weight of these grid rollers can be increased. The compacting force, the compacting stresses putting on the soil can be increased by adding of these weights on both sides of these grid rollers, so that the weight of this grid roller can be increased. So this type of grid rollers are not up to date. They are not properly used in any conditions, so that these are very lowly available, and are also not used in these conditions in these days. These are the grid rollers. Damping rollers. These rollers are similar to sheep foot rollers with lugs of a larger area than sheepwood rollers. Tamping rollers have static weights in the range of 15 to 40 tons. These tamping rollers are best suitable for compacting cohesive soils like clay soils. These rollers are that are similar to that of sheepfoot rollers with a lots of large area than sheepfoot rollers. These have a static weight in the range of 15 to 40 tons and are useful for cohesive soils like clay soils. These stamping, like you see here in this image, these are nothing but these drum is looking like of sheepfoot rollers, but it may not. It may slightly vary from the sheepfoot rollers. Here, this drum itself weighs about this whole equipment itself weighs about 15 to 40 tons. So the compacting can be done heavily, and these are much useful in clay soils like of sheepfoot rollers. This is the image. This is the cabin where the operator sits and handles the equipment, and this is the drums which can compact the soil beneath the vehicle. Vibrating rollers, similar to smooth wheel rollers with the modification of rotating drum. Very expensive but have high output and performance. Nowadays, these are the updated rollers. These are the updated smooth wheeled rollers in which an inbuilt drum, a rotating drum, can be placed so that the compaction, it can compact with its self weight and also by vibrating so that the compaction can be done uh, in a high output so that the performance can be increased, and these vibrating rollers are very expensive. Vibrating plates compactors. These equipments are used for small areas. The usual weights of these machines are vary from 100 kgs to 2 tons with plate areas between 0.16 meters and 1.6 meters. Here you can observe these are the vibrating plate rollers. Here, the base plate can be vibrated and moved forward slowly by an operator uh, pushing this rod here so that the vibrator can move forward with vibrating and also compacting the soil beneath. The base plate is of 1.6 meters to 0.16 meters to 1.6 meters and have an weight of 100 kgs to 2 tons. These are the uh, vibrating plate vibrators. You can see here the operator handles here by pushing forward or pushing towards him. Here the vibrator plate can be pushed up and down here so that the compaction can be done merely, and the operator has to struggle for operating these type of vibrating plate rollers, vibrating plate compactors, so that in previously we have seen smooth wheel rollers and the operator can sit easily and move the rotating wheel in front of him and a lever arm arranged to handle these directions and also to maintain the path of the compaction can be maintained in a sitting position. And here these are useful in small areas, not larger areas can be compacted by using this type of plate rollers. In many construction areas these type of rollers can be used in the low budget. Rammers. Rammers are used for compacting small areas by providing impact load to the soil. Impact load to the soil. These equipments is light and can be hand or machine operated. The base size of rammers can be of 15 to 15 centimeters 20 to 20 centimeters or more. These rammers are used for compacting of soil particles in small areas by providing impact load to the soil. This equipment is light and um, it can be handled by a man with his bare hands, so that the vibrations can be uh, in a long term he can have a uh, body pains like that, so that these are also can be operated by machine. The base size of these rammers, here you can see this is the base of the rammer. Here there is a hydraulic uh, pump which vibrates the base plate so that the compaction can be done. These are used in the small areas, and also cost of this equipment is less when compared to that of heavy equipments. Here you can see the equipments for consolidation of concrete, equipment for consolidation of concrete, internal vibrator, surface vibrator, platform vibrator, foam vibrator. Vibrator are of the following four general types: internal vibrator, external vibrator, table vibrator, and surface vibrator. What is an internal vibrator? It is the most commonly used vibrator. It is also known as needle vibrator or immersion vibrator or poker vibrator. It is consists of a power unit, a flexible shaft, and a needle. Such vibrators are used for compacting large sections of mass concrete in structures for concrete of foundations, columns, beams, etc. Here you can see in every constructional buildings we can observe these type of uh, vibrators, so that pipes these pipe these rod can be placed in the concrete where the concrete has been poured. These vibrator, these rod, about from here to this rod can be placed in this concrete, so that here you can observe these rod can be placed in the concrete so that the vibration can be done by this vibrator. This is the machine which gives the rod to some that shaking movement, so that the vibrator can be helpful for concrete to fill its voids. Between voids, is there any air voids or water voids? While these type of vibrators are used, you can observe in the constructional areas the water content present in the mixture concrete can be seen upwards, so that the base can be fitted with those aggregates, cement particles filled with cement particles, and their voids can be filled with air molecules. External vibrator is also known as foam vibrator. Foam vibrators are particularly effective on columns and in the casting of precast units such as pipes, slabs, piles, etc. The vibrator is clamped onto the external wall surface of the formwork. It will produce a good finish to the concrete surface. Here you can observe this is the external vibrator. So these arrangements cannot be seen in our country, so that these are not used in our countryside. Heavy construction areas can be used these type of foam vibrators. They are fixed to the foam work itself throughout the construction plot. When the concrete is poured, these plates are vibrated. External vibrator for small areas. External vibrator for small areas. Table vibrator. The vibrating tables consists of a rigidly built steel platform mounted on a flexible springs and is driven by an electric motor. The vibrating tables consists of a rigidly built steel platforms mounted on a flexible springs and is driven by an electric motor. Small size table vibrator is known as platform vibrator. They are commonly used for vibrating concrete cubes. They are commonly used for vibrating concrete cubes. These are the concrete table vibrators. These are used for vibrating of concrete cubes. Platform type concrete vibrator. Platform type concrete vibrator. This is the operators. These are the equipments for the platform type concrete vibrator. Surface vibrator. Surface vibrators are also known as screed vibrators. It is suitable for compacting and leveling of thin concrete members such as floor slabs, roof slabs, and road slabs. Surface vibrators cause movement of finer material to the top and hence the finishing operation and hence aid the finishing operation. These surface vibrators also known as screed vibrators and these are suitable for compacting and leveling of thin concrete members such as floor slabs, roof slabs, and also these vibrators cause movement of finer material to the top and hence the finishing operations can be aided. These are the surface vibrators. So while using this type of surface vibrators, the thin particles, the thin materials, the finer materials can be seen upward, and these are the perfectly done in the base areas where basement of the building can be carried out on in the concrete roadways. So for the smooth finishing and also nice appearance, these surface vibrators are used in these slabs, road, and also in the basement of the buildings. These are the types of operators we are using in the compacting for soil and for the compaction of concrete. So we have seen types of vibrators which are used in both soil for compacting and also for the concrete. Internal vibrator, surface vibrator, platform vibrator, and a foam vibrator. These are different types of vibrators can be seen used for the different purposes. For smooth finishing, you can use surface vibrator. For any construction areas can be done quickly. For a surface, the external vibrator, the foam vibrator can be used for the larger construction areas to be done quickly, and also for the and also external vibrators for small areas can be seen, and table vibrators which are useful for concrete cubes and platform type concrete vibrators. So that these are the compaction section of different types of compactors which are used for soil compacting and for the concrete compacting. And in the next class we are going to see types of hauling equipments we have, and thank you. Meet you in the next class.